Hey guys, it's LS. I promised to make a second video about the Luden's Echo controversy because I made a video yesterday and it got a lot of feedback, both positive and negative. And I feel like the points that I was trying to address inside of it either got misinterpreted or people didn't watch the whole video, so they didn't understand like what I was trying to, say basically. So what I'm going to do is there was actually this post on Inven that Keen linked me to this morning. I'm going to pull up in a second here, and I'm going to just basically showcase the same exact stuff that I was talking about. Now, if you looked at the thread yesterday, you might have seen this, which was basically I sit here with the calculator open, and I go over Lux's percentage AP ratios on Luden's Echo versus death cap, and you can get all these numbers and stuff that comes out, P being passive here. But what we're going to do really quick is we're going to pull open this. Now I'm going to translate it for you because I understand that some of you guys don't speak Korean. So what this says is Luden versus Rabadon's, okay? And so what we're going to do here is we're going to go across all these champions. Now these people took the time to do the math generically on some champions, but for the most part, the emphasis of what I was trying to get across in the video yesterday remains the same. So what we're going to have here is we're going to take a 3-core item Shyvana. These will be Shyvana's items in the example. And we're going to have Ahri with these items. Now this is your standard items that I was talking about in the video. So the end result is after 20 seconds of combat with Luden's Echo, okay, and Shyvana's HP goes from 4,300 to 1,085. After 20 seconds in combat with Rabadon's Death Cap, Shyvana's base HP goes from 4,300 to 996. The end result ends up showing that Rabadon's Death Cap is better than Luden's Echo in terms of damage output. Now, because the damage is very close and it's very similar, then you can kind of interpret whether or not the movement speed ends up being viable. But in terms of just raw punch, Rabadon's is superior. Now we go to LeBlanc. LeBlanc, after 20 seconds inside of combat, doing free damage. Now this is exactly that, free deal. Free deal is a terminology that just means that you just get to keep hammering away and whatever. The base HP goes from 4,300 to 383. That's pretty big. Rabadon's Death Cap obviously gets the win again with 4,300 to 201. This is a pretty big discrepancy, okay? And if it's 20 seconds in combat, that obviously means Luden's is proccing numerous times, okay? Here we go to Lissandra. Now this is going to be one of the victories for Luden's because as it shows here, so it talks about E, but it talks about like the movement and 20 seconds in combat again, and apparently 8-bun? 8-bun? Taji? Apparently Luden's procced 8 times? Wait. I don't know what Taji 뭐야? Taji. 8번 터지는데?
What is Luden?
This. 10. Did it go off 8 times?
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. It went off 8 times. So basically Luden's Echo going off 8 times for Lissandra. Now she has lower AP ratios. 4,300 to 1240. With Rabadon's Death Cap, 4,300 to 1406. Again, this is 20 seconds. Luden's Echo went off 8 times. Now if we go up 6 times here for LeBlanc, we go up here 6 times for Ahri. That's a lot of procs, guys. Like that's a ton of procs. I think that's actually more than you can ask for in realistic cases. Okay, so Xerath. Now this was one of the favorites inside the Reddit thread. So many people were saying Xerath, and they were saying I didn't know what I was talking about when I was bringing up Xerath. Okay, so if Xerath gets the Luden's proc 5 times, 20 seconds, free damage, Shyvana's HP goes from 4,300 to 1,406. With Rabadon's Death Cap, goes to 1,182. Well, now Syndra. This was one of the other big ones that got a lot of feedback, and people were saying that Luden's was better on Syndra too. as we can see here, 6 times it goes off, 20 seconds of free damage. You know, again, Rabadon's Death Cap basically obliterates Shyvana. Like, there's no room for misinterpretation here. This is a gigantic gap. Cassiopeia. Now, 10 times with some question marks. So he's like, apparently, after 10 seconds of fighting, managed to proc Luden 5 times. After 20 seconds, he's thinking 10 times. But what he's saying is, like, he's guesstimating that maybe it's more than just 10 times that you'll proc Ludens. And it says here that even though with Ludens he ends up killing Shyvana in just 12 seconds, with Rabadon's Death Cap, however, he was able to kill Shyvana in 10.8 seconds. And then it goes into talk about like the DPS and the time, you know, that is being done and whatever. And so it says here that Death Cap is a much more efficient item that you should want to get. Anyways, with Lux, now here's one of the things where Luden's Echo does win. Now, I didn't say that Luden's didn't technically win if you look at this mathematics, but what I do say is that Lux's W isn't damage, and because W doesn't proc anything, the shield strength from Luden's versus Death Cap, I said that it is more beneficial for Lux to actually have the Death Cap AP rather than Luden's, because the shield is so potent for Lux. So we can see here that the gap is not really that big, even though she managed to proc it 4 times in the fight, you know, whatever. So here you have it. This was the Inven breakdown. I didn't see this until, maybe this didn't even actually come up until after I made my video. I think that actually was the case, maybe. I didn't see this until this morning. Keen linked it to me. So I hope it clears up stuff for you, and I hope it makes sense. TL, DW, Death Cap owns Ludens.